Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a thriller film, Into the Forest. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The film tells the story of a family consisting of a father and his two daughters. After the death of the mother, the family moved to a rural cottage. The oldest daughter, named Nell, is an impressive dancer, while the youngest daughter, Eva, who dreams of becoming a doctor in the future. One day, the father is reading an article when the television announces a catastrophic power outage on the entire West Coast. Not long after the news on TV, the power goes out all over the house, and to make matters worse, Eva loses her phone signal. Eva now has to study in real books and goes to get a flashlight from the car. Unfortunately, she forgets to properly close the trunk of the car after opening it. This causes the car lights to stay on all night, and the next morning they discover that the car battery is dead. The father goes to get the spare battery, but discovers that it doesn't work either. Meanwhile, Eva turns on the radio to listen to the news. The reporter explains that the adjacent power plant has been shut down due to an emergency. The radio informs them that a group of terrorists is trying to take over the power plant, and it seems that 300 million people are now living without electricity. The administration recommends that everyone stay home and conserve resources. A few days later, Eva finds out that every single radio channel is officially dead, so now they can't even know what's going on in the world. 10 days later, there is still no power, but the father gets an idea. He uses a chainsaw to start the car. He has basically connected the chainsaw to the drive belt so that the battery is recharged by kinetic energy. The family then heads into town to buy everything they need for survival. On the way, they notice that all the people have fled as the houses are deserted. In addition, the gas station they pass through has run out of fuel. When they arrive at the grocery store, most of the shelves are empty. The store owner scares them with a rifle. He says many people try to rob the store in this time of crisis, but the father shows him his wallet, saying he has no intention of robbing him. The store owner sells them food, 5 gallons of gasoline, and gives them some candles. Later, when they load their purchases into the car, the store owner asks if they want to leave town, but the father says they will stay at home. After that, the father accompanies his daughters as usual. Nell attends dance rehearsals ahead of a national audition. Meanwhile, Eva goes to a party to visit her boyfriend. In the evening, the father goes to pick up his daughters and returns home. While driving through the woods, they come across a stopped car. The father gets out to check the situation and runs into 2 armed individuals who don't seem friendly. As a result, the individuals induce him to return to the car. Most likely, those thugs are taking advantage of this time of crisis to rob poor people who are struggling to survive. The father returns home to find that the car's gas tank is almost empty. The next day, he says that with the food supply they have, they will be able to survive for the next few weeks. With the electricity still out and no news on the radio, the father fears that society has descended into chaos and announces that they will not be going into town for a while. He believes they will manage on their own because, after all, they have water, chickens, wild animals, and vegetation in the woods to help them survive. Eva, on the other hand, is furious when she finds out that they will not be going back to town soon because she wants to see her boyfriend. The next day, their father goes into the woods to cut down a tree, but slips and cuts himself in the thigh with the chainsaw. The girls hear their father's cries of pain and rush to his aid. They try to stop the bleeding by putting a belt around his thigh, but the wound is too deep. The father realizes he's dying and encourages his daughters to take care of each other. The girls stay by his side until sunset, but when they realize they are surrounded by boars, they return to the house. The next morning, the girls bury their father in the forest. Although they have never gotten along so well, they must now learn to support each other. The girls grieve for several days, and slowly, time helps them to heal emotionally. 2 months later, the girls continue to live in the house. They learn to take advantage of the resources around them and ration food. One day, Nell gets tired of dancing with the metronome and goes to get the fuel container along with the electric generator. She proposes to Eva that they turn on the generator so they can watch footage of their parents for a while and dance. Eva, of course, refuses because they need to use the fuel only in emergency situations. Also, they need fuel for the car, in case they need to go to the city. Nell eventually gives up in disdain and goes back to her room. From then on, Nell refuses to speak to her sister. One morning, Eva wakes up to find all the poultry gone, perhaps eaten by a fox. As a result, they can no longer eat the eggs, and Eva makes lunch with rice and beans. Unfortunately, Nell is still angry with her sister, so she takes the plate and goes back to her room. That night, Eva wakes up to find that her sister is gone, so she rushes into the woods to look for her. In horror, she hears the screeching of a wild boar and begins to search desperately for her sister. Fortunately, it was only a nightmare, and Nell wakes her up to comfort her. When Nell sees her sister crying, she realizes that they must support each other during this difficult time. The next day, Eva finds a kinder egg and eats the chocolate. Nell gets angry when she learns about this because she expected her sister to share it. However, the discussion is interrupted by a knock on the door. Eva takes her father's weapon and walks with Nell toward the front door. Fortunately, it turns out to be just Eva's boyfriend. He says he is worried about Eva, and the girls welcome him inside. The girls feed the boy with food, but not hormones, and he tells them that the chaotic situation in the city has not improved. He admits that he is a nomad these days and asks to stay for a few days. Eva and her boyfriend spend the next few days cuddling with each other. Then Eva takes him inside a large tree where the two become intimate. Later, we find out that the presence of Eva's shitty boyfriend irritates Nell, as he does nothing useful and consumes their food. In addition, Nell fears that Eva will get pregnant, and this is not a good thing in their situation. During the next few days, the boy realizes that Nell is not happy with his presence and reveals to Eva that he wants to go to Boston, so he asks her to come with him because he has heard that there is a functioning society in Boston with electricity and jobs. Eva is happy to follow him, but when she invites her sister as well, Nell prefers to stay. Nell states that these are only rumors and that walking all the way to Boston is way too dangerous. Nevertheless, Eva still wants to follow the love of her life. The next day, when the sisters say goodbye, Eva cries and says she hates that they are splitting up. However, Nell says that they each made their own choices and that no one is to blame. Eva proposes to use the generator to have a small party before they leave, but Nell encourages her to go if that is what she wants. Afterward, Eva and her boyfriend leave. Later, they decide to stay the night. The next morning, Eva realizes that she cannot leave her sister alone. Their father had told them that they must take care of each other. Eva tells her boyfriend that she wants to return, and he lets her go while he continues the journey to Boston alone. Eva rushes home with joy and hugs her sister. Both are overjoyed to see each other again. After 6 months without electricity, the sisters come across a book about wildflowers and go into the woods to collect them. They gather berries and vegetables and prepare them to replenish their food sources. One evening, Eva is in a good mood, so she opens a bottle of alcohol to relax with her sister. Then they decide to use some fuel to start the generator for a few minutes. With the power on, they make popcorn in the microwave and start watching old family videos from when both parents were still alive. The next day, Eva goes into the forest to pick berries, while Nell stays home to chop wood. At one point, the store owner comes out of nowhere and says he's just passing by. Since he's acting strangely, Nell lies, saying that her father is looking for firewood nearby. However, the store owner catches her by surprise and jumps on her. He then forces his weirdo body on her and proceeds to abuse her hormones while she cries in pain. Later, the store owner steals a container of fuel and drives away in their car. Later, Eva returns home to find her sister lying on the ground. Nell's condition is horrible, so Eva immediately brings her into the house and takes care of her. Eva spends the next few days securing the house and boarding up the windows. She tries to cheer up her sister by using the generator to put on some music. Eva reveals that she has hidden some of the fuel in another container. Unfortunately, the music fails to cheer up Nell, and she prefers to sleep. For another 2 months, the girls remain inside the house. Eva examines the shelves and cupboards until she accidentally comes across an envelope with pumpkin written on it. She believes it is a letter, as her father used to call her by this nickname. She urges her sister to leave the house to go read the letter. However, they find only pumpkin seeds there, which Eva decides to plant. In the process, Eva attempts to lift a huge boulder, but she tears a muscle in her back and screams in pain. Because of that, Nell is forced to overcome her anguish to go outside to help her sister. When they return to the house, Nell sobs and explains that even seeing the woodcutting area terrifies her. Eva hugs her, and the two sisters fall asleep next to each other. The next morning, Nell starts vomiting in the bathroom, and after some examination, they realize that Nell is pregnant. Eva recommends an abortion, but Nell wants to keep it. Another 7 months pass, and Eva has done a lot of research on the pregnancy and concludes that Nell needs vitamin B12 for her baby to be born healthy. B12 is found only in dairy products and animal meat, so Eva must resort to hunting animals for her sister. With her father's rifle, she takes a position on a tree branch and shoots a wild boar. However, she underestimates the power of the shot and falls from the tree. Fortunately, she's unharmed and finally kills the boar, still alive. That evening, the sisters eat boar meat, and Nell begins to feel much better. Nell notices smoke coming from outside, and the sisters suspect that someone else has camped nearby, so they close the openings of the house. Heavy rain quickly fell that night, followed by a furious thunderstorm. They stay inside for several days. One morning, they are awakened by the sound of a crash, so Eva quickly grabbed her rifle, only to realize that the sound came from the ceiling collapsing. In the process, Nell feels a contraction, a sign of the imminent delivery of her baby. Eva says that contractions can last for hours, so the house is no longer a safe place, because it could collapse at any moment. Therefore, the two siblings go into the woods to the treehouse. There, Eva helps her sister give birth, and the baby is born healthy. As they celebrate, the sisters wait out the storm until the next morning. When they return to the house, it is even more destroyed, and black mold has grown on the ceiling, making their home dangerous. Nell has a crazy idea. She takes what is left of the gasoline fuel and proposes to burn the house down, because if they stay there, the store owner or his friends might come back for them. But if they burn down the house and the store owner comes back, he will think they are dead, and therefore, they will be safer. Although initially puzzled, Eva eventually agrees. First, she has to take time to pack up the family's precious belongings. That night, the sisters are finally ready to leave. They set fire to the house and stay to watch it burn. At this point, they will have to continue learning and, more importantly, implement all the things they have learned so far to survive in the wilderness. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.